A lot of work goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. I feel like I've made a huge improvement from where I was even at this time last year.
If you don't love training, you're never going to make it in this sport. That's what's going to make the difference when you show up live to compete, is who did the best preparations.
I don't want to lose the pro card. It's definitely something that I'm going to continue to fight for.
Getting a pro card would mean a lot to me.
I feel like I've never felt more motivated and excited to compete again.
Farlow, wow!
I've been competing in fitness for 7 years now. I did competitive dance for 10 years. I always remember when I danced, we would have conditioning classes. Whenever the fitness class came around, like that was my time to shine, and I just loved those. I was kind of getting to a point where I didn't really love dancing anymore. During that time, my dad had recently started doing CrossFit. So he kind of introduced me to it. Soon enough, my sister and I were doing CrossFit Kids, and I think I started that at about age 7. And I was about 13 when I started training hard. It felt like a new challenge to me. Every day I was able to show up for myself. I was coming from a team sport, and so transitioning to an individual sport was something new to me at that time. I loved that satisfying feeling of just feeling like I did something good for myself afterwards. Most of my days look pretty similar. I wake up in between 6:45 to 7.
How long have you lived here?
3 months. I like living on my own. It's fun. I learned this from Jack. But you might see Jack eats interesting combinations. I think they're weird. I feel like when I started doing this is like full-time, not in school anymore, I'm just like, this is great, I can do whatever I want. But then I feel like my days just got, I ended so late. But now I like to get up early and just get it done so that I can do whatever I want the rest of the day, or just chill out and get to bed early.
What time are you usually done training by?
Depends on the day. Sometimes I'm done by 1. Sometimes I'm done by 3. 4 might be a little late, but that's if I've had 3 hours in between my morning and afternoon session, and that's if I have a 2 gym session day, which I only have 2 times a week. My runs are always usually at least an hour long. It's nice, it's different, because obviously you can't be sprinting for an hour, so it forces me to, I feel like in the past I only had 1 speed, which was I felt like I had to go fast on everything.
Yeah.
So this is nice, it forces me to slow down. I think I'm starting around 6 minute to 5:38. These are per kilometer paces. And then a little bit faster, it's 20 minutes at one pace, 20 minutes a bit faster, and then a couple strides. Yeah, endurance training is a lot different than CrossFit aerobic training, I feel like. Not a lot different, but it's just it's a new way of training for me than what I was used to in the past.
Once I graduated from high school and I decided to compete and train full-time, I felt like I needed to fully commit my entire life to training and competing. I didn't really allow myself to do anything that wouldn't help me get better. That mindset feels very isolating and just put me in this bubble where I started to really hate what I was doing, because I felt like I was never good enough. I was constantly comparing myself to everyone around me, and I didn't really know who I was outside of training.
How was the run?
It was good. I think I went a little bit too fast, but I was feeling good today. It's nice on the cooler days. I think today's one of the cooler days. I feel good right now. Yeah, it took me a long time to be able to for my legs to get used to that, because running nonstop for an hour when I first started to do this really killed my legs. It would take me a while to recover, even if it was easy. But I've been doing it for long enough now that I feel pretty good.
Excellent.
Now I'm gonna go make some breakfast and then just kind of chill out for a sec. I eat like the same breakfast every single day. I've been really into cooking recently. I try and make as many things as I can instead of buying them. So I started to make my own granola. Same with my granola bars. I just find that because I feel like I eat generally on a daily basis well, I don't crave the other stuff, and it doesn't make me feel good. Like I actually feel like when I don't eat good and I start eating things that aren't things that I made, like my stomach gets all like not well. So I just prefer it.
I feel like there are a lot of girls my age that have had hard relationships with food and nutrition at times. I feel like I started to go down a bad route about a year ago, hence why I stopped tracking my food. Over the last year, I've learned how important it is to just really be in tune with your body and in tune with how nutrition can really benefit you instead of thinking about the ways that it could be bad for you.
Welcome in
Perfect.
to my training, one of my training spots here. This is the garage gym of my sister and brother-in-law. AC'd in the summer, so that's where we're gonna do a 12-minute bike test today, which I am a little nervous for, but camera is high motivation, so hopefully a good showing today. But yeah, welcome. Emma is my girlfriend. She's very fitter than I. I look up to her in that sense a lot. Yeah, she keeps me motivated to stay on top of things and also just to like take care of myself, I'd say, outside of the gym too. I was really big into hockey as a kid. My sister and brother-in-law got really big into training, and they were living in Seattle for a little bit and they moved back home. And so every time we'd visit, I would work out with them in their garage gym. As my passion for training kind of became more for the sake of being good at fitness rather than being better at hockey, I kind of phased out hockey and started competing a little more. I'm just setting up the workout here in the Concept 2 app. I wish I started doing this earlier. It's just like every bike session with heart rate. If I had all that stuff in like the past 7 years, that would be sweet, but I don't, so I'm just trying to build it out.
What do you do with all that data?
I mean, it's mostly valuable for like viewing in hindsight. Like after this bike, I'll look and think, oh, that's interesting. And then the true value comes in like months or years if I retest or I'm looking for similar like power outputs and viewing the heart rate, just as a measure of progress, really. So this is like a little warm up right into 12 minutes, and then just to get a bit more, I'll do 2 by 10 minutes at like 280, 290 watts after. But I'm gonna aim for a consistent pace, so I'd rather finish at 9 and 9.5 out of 10 effort and have a good data point for this testing than start too hot and have to just
So what are you starting at?
365, 370.
Gotcha.
I'll go hard for like 12 seconds and settle. Yeah, I got like 40 carbs in here, and then right after I have a cold pop waiting for me, and then I'll have like a big breakfast kinda.
It's a cold pop, is that Fanta? Is that what we're talking?
Yeah, it is a Fanta. It's my favorite. I probably have like 3 or 4 a week, only after workouts, of course. The cool thing about cycling is you can straight up calculate calorie burn just based on like energy expenditure. You put 20% of your power into the bike and dissipated 80% as heat. That's how like, and it's like I'm gonna be pushing and I'm putting 4 times that energy out into the world as heat, which is just crazy. Like Dallin's doing a lot of this stuff, and some athletes are like actively resisting it. And I don't think that's necessarily the worst thing in the world.
Who's actively resisting?
Jason Hopper's actively resisting it. He doesn't want anything to do with blood. And I'm pretty sure he just wears his heart rate monitor for Instagram. At Tour Stop 1, I was in the Challenger division, which is its own group of 20 athletes competing. I look back on it fondly, but it really was like a B- performance. Something I'm working on is just like what paper works best for me. Unfortunately, not a pro this year, but I really like that it gives me something concrete to strive for. If I can perform well, I'll reap the rewards of a pro card for next year, which obviously is what all of us athletes want. Oh. 2 years ago, I could have probably put up a similar time or wattage, but I would have been toast. Like, it's the best I could do right now, and 2 years ago, but the recovery from that was non-existent. And now it's 5 minutes and like I can move again, so yeah, it's good. I saw all these top endurance athletes always having Fanta, and I have no idea why specifically Fanta. I know it has equal glucose and fructose, but I'm pretty sure any table sugar, which is any pop, has it 1-to-1. So I don't know, but it's my new thing. Get the variety pack done.
What was the total elapsed time on that?
Hour 17, just shy of 40K. Minute 57. Not bad, so we'll save that. So now on Strava, my power curve will update, which is nice. It's a nice data point at the 8-minute mark. All right, shall we go eat some food? This is my sweet treat. Oh yeah, feels good going down. I'm still in school full time, so right now I am doing an internship. So Monday to Friday, I'm working like 9 to 5. So weekends are kind of my more chill days of the week. All right, see you guys at the gym. Right now I'm doing product management stuff. I incorporate as much technology as I can into training, as much as I feel is valuable at least. I think I am kind of like uniquely qualified because all of my free time is spent basically exploring that market.
It's fun to have someone in my life that also understands what it takes to be competing at this level. I feel like we both have pretty similar goals with it, and it's just fun to be able to share that with someone else. I had taken 3 months off of doing any training. I wanted to build my relationship back with training because I didn't feel like it was the healthiest. After spending some time kind of just working on myself outside of the gym and then coming back into the gym, I wasn't very patient. I pushed to get to the lifts at my peak time. Like, I rushed into those lifts way too quickly. I was doing a deficit deadlift when I ended up hurting my back. So I kind of just brushed it off and thought it was gonna go away in a couple days. And a week later, 2 weeks later, like, it still was there. And I honestly felt fully out of commission. Like, I couldn't bend over, I couldn't barely get dressed without being in pain. And so that was kind of a wake-up call for me that this is probably a little more serious than what I'm used to. I knew that there was a lot of work that I had to do, like inner work on myself, if I wanted to get back to a healthy and happy place with this sport. I like to listen to Britney Spears radio or Pitbull radio.
He's not for that, huh?
No. He shuts it down real quick. This year I was fortunate enough to be given a pro card at the start of the seasons to just be able to focus on my training and then show up to the event when I'm ready to compete in person is something that I really love. It's definitely something that I'm going to continue to fight for because I don't want to lose the pro card. Tour Stop 1 went amazing for me. I was very pleasantly surprised. At that time, I was still kind of on the fence if I was going to be able to compete and be healthy enough to be there, just given where my back was at that time. I'd only been able to really train for the event 3 weeks prior to it, and before that I was doing mainly just rehab. Yeah, I went into it with no expectations and I finished 6th. It was a great surprise to be in the top 10, almost top 5.
How often do you guys train together?
Just once a week, usually. Saturdays. Yeah. 'Cause
Yep.
Jack works out too late in the evening for my likings. Plus it's busier in here, so there's not as much space.
Yeah.
So I'd rather come in the day when there isn't really anyone.
I got some lifting. I got a pretty short session today. Yeah, getting a pro card would mean a lot to me, mostly just as like a weight off my back, and it would take away a lot of stress. Like qualifiers, one, are really stressful. They take away time from training, and it might not seem like a lot to lose a week, but that's like 2% of your year gone from executing a qualifier. And then also just knowing that I'm going to these events so I can plan out my year better, and then getting financial support as well to attend the events. All of that is just a de-stress, which just leads to better and more training time. That's what's going to make the difference when you show up live to compete, is who did the best preparation. So it's very valuable for anyone trying to compete, I'd say. It's 5 sets, 6 burpee bar muscle ups, 6 box jump overs, 6 thrusters, rest a minute.
You said 6 sets?
5 sets.
5 sets.
It's just kind of a final nail on the legs for the day. It's a pretty leggy day.
Now I'm about to do some interval stuff with pistols, toe to bar, sumo deadlift, high pulls, and sandbag carry. So in my head it doesn't look too bad, but I may change my mind after the first set.
Throughout this back injury, it's really forced me to be patient and slow down a little bit more. As much as I didn't like to hurt my back, it's kind of helped me in a lot of ways and give myself the space to find myself and who I am outside of a sport.
Goal in Arizona, first and foremost, is to move myself into a top 10 challenger position so that I get to go to the finals in Copenhagen. So this time around I've qualified for the pro division, so I'll compete against the people with a pro card. I would love to get in the top 15, top 10 in the pro division. That would really boost me up the leaderboard and then put me in a great position for a strong finals.
Yeah, that's the goal right now. That's what I'm focused on. That's the next thing that's coming up for me.
The sumo deadlift high pulls, really, they're sneaky. And then with the toe to bar, I was trying to stay unbroken on those. And then like gripping the sandbag, so a lot of grip in there, which was good, but I feel like I was able to push it pretty good and feel pretty good. My pistols felt nice. I haven't done those in a long time.
Did you go unbroken on the toast bar?
I did, yeah. Toes to bar are like my favorite movement ever.
Less than a minute per, which is pretty good.
Do you stay consistent throughout all the rounds?
Yeah, 1 minute, 58, 1 minute, 59. So pretty consistent. And now the legs are ready for a chill evening with that. That's it for today, for training. Actually, so I'll go to the sauna now. Most people go to the sauna for recovery. I go for heat stimulus. I don't play around in 2-minute cold tubs or anything. Hot, if I feel like I'm gonna faint, hit a cold, quick, do it again.
Did you bring your lunch? You just got, is that just a bowl of rice?
Unfortunately.
This is what I'm telling you. I told him earlier today that you would eat a bowl of plain rice with ketchup.
Yeah, ideally I'd have some ketchup, but
That's
yeah,
crazy to
this is
me.
just salted rice.
You don't have any meat in there? You just have,
There was meat, I ate it, there was chicken.
yeah, just dry chicken and rice.
No, it was very moist chicken and rice, but yeah. Serves its purpose. And it tastes good. This is a real treat.
I'm sure that tastes scrumptious. That looks very appetizing. I'm gonna make burger bowls. A bowl of most things that you'd find in a hamburger. Ground beef, sweet potatoes, which is like instead of the bun. I've got lettuce, tomato, guacamole, and then I made an aioli to go on top.
Is it good?
It's great, yes. My best meals of the week are at this house. And when I'm cooking, I have rice.
Chicken and rice when you cook?
Rice and salt, yeah, and ketchup.
What are your macros right now for like for the day?
Like 750 to 950 carb. The other day I hit 960.
Oh my God.
I've hit 1,000 once. And then the other numbers are reasonable, like 230 protein, 115 fat.
How many calories is that?
Like 52 to 5,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tomato, this is just romaine lettuce, guacamole, and an aioli to put on.
Homemade.
Homemade, yes. Homemade.
About like 50 protein.
So 125 grams of ground beef.
The aioli. Do not have on
Do
its
not
own.
have on its own.
Strict
I'm
code.
warning you.
What a meal. Look at that. Thank you.
I just eat however much I feel like I want to eat.
Do you feel like you have a healthy relationship with food?
I do now, I think.
Was there a time when you did not?
Yeah, that's kind of why I stopped tracking. I just felt like I ate a lot and I didn't like to see the numbers, so I felt like I wasn't like, I don't think I was necessarily like restrictive in terms of like calories, but I think I was just like, I felt like I was getting in an unhealthy direction. And so then I felt like it would just be best to not. It took us 4 years to start hugging in the gym. 4 years? Yeah.
So are you training tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow morning. Yeah, I just want to move up the leaderboard as much as possible, and I think top 10, top 15 is doable for me. If there's no end goal or there's no real reason to do it besides, I suppose, like health, that's not as enticing to me as trying to get better to beat people, basically, and to beat myself from the day prior. I feel like I've never felt more motivated and excited to compete again, at least in a really long time, so I'm pumped. Being able to step out onto the competition floor and really just showcase all the hard work that I've been putting in, that always feels really rewarding, and I make myself proud doing it.